Now available in paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Ascension, The Devil Wears Diva reaches a turning point in her life with this powerful E-Steam series story. Get E-Steam Ascension at online booksellers today. I was watching the trailer for Taraji P. Henson's Proud Mary, and I saw the passive-aggressive insult that Hollywood was making towards black women. Now, many black women will look at this film's trailer and think that they're seeing an image of a strong, powerful woman in the same vein as Wonder Woman from Warner Brothers and Atomic Blonde. However, when you take a more critical look at the imagery in this film, you will see how the black woman is being slapped in the face. Because in Wonder Woman, yes, they present you with a strong, powerful heroine. However, efforts are made to make her act very traditional, present her with a very soft image, and very feminine image. The same thing with Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron was meant to present her as this powerful, butt-kicking female. However, efforts are meant to feminize her and soften her. In contrast, when we look at Proud Mary, Taraji P. Henson is presented in an almost masculine way. All the images of Taraji P. Henson in Proud Mary are designed to present her as what they call a masculine woman, or a woman who is meant to look and act and behave like a man. Because in the opening frames of the Proud Mary trailer, we see this Mary character, and she's doing push-ups like a man. Then she goes into the shower, changes into clothes, and as she's putting on her leather jacket, she puts on the leather jacket in the same way a man would, and then she puts on the gloves in the same way that a man would. And then she goes into her arsenal to pick up these guns, and she is holding the guns just like a man. And every effort is meant to try to masculinize the image of Taraji P. Henson. In her facial expressions, her body language, everything is meant to present her to appear just like a man and never have her acting in any sort of way like a woman. In fact, the script is derived actually from a film from 1994 called Leon the Professional, which was directed by Luc Besson. And in Luc Besson's The Professional, the story is about a man who goes to help out a little 12-year-old girl who was the last survivor of a massacre that was set up by a corrupt DEA agent. And Proud Mary follows the exact same plot. And the whole thing is that they want to try to present these masculine images of black women as a part of a way to socially engineer masculine behavior in black women as a social norm. Now, when it comes down to Hollywood, this is what they do. They want to socially engineer certain behaviors by presenting them in images in media. And as you imbibe these images in media, you believe them to be social norms. And what they're trying to do with Proud Mary is they're trying to promote the image of a masculine black woman as a social norm. And they use someone like a Taraji P. Henson to present the image of a masculine black woman as a social norm. This is no different than what was presented in the 2016 Ghostbusters. Now, in the 2016 Ghostbusters, these same type of images were presented in promotional photos for the female Ghostbusters. The first three white female Ghostbusters were standing together, and all of the white female Ghostbusters were presented as soft and feminine. However, the black female Ghostbuster was presented as hard and masculine in her body language and the way her hair was done and the way her makeup was done. Everything was meant to present her in a masculine light, as presenting her as taller, larger, and stronger looking with broader shoulders in comparison to the softer, more feminine white females who were a part of the female Ghostbusters. And many black females would take a look at those images and see nothing wrong with them, not understanding the way Hollywood has been insulting them. Because when it comes down to white supremacist Hollywood, they have always tried to promote this image ever since the 1930s. Now, if you take a look at the 1934 version of Imitation of Life, you will also see an attempt to masculinize the image of the black female, because Louise Beavers is presented as being larger than Claudette Colbert, taller than Claudette Colbert, having broader shoulders than Claudette Colbert. And this is, although, again, a plan to present the image of the black female as masculine in comparison to the white female and make the white female appear to be more attractive than she actually is. Because by presenting this image of a larger, more masculine looking black woman, it makes the white female appear to be more attractive in comparison. And most people won't really take a look at these images and see what they're trying to do, but I can clearly see what they're trying to do here. They want to socially engineer the idea that black females need to act masculine as a social norm, and that being masculine is considered attractive to African American men. This is similar to what Hollywood has been trying to do when it comes down to the image of the black man. Now, when it has been coming down to the black man's image over the last 30 years, there's been an insidious campaign designed to try to feminize the image of the black man. This is why we see so many images of black men in dresses. This is why we see black men wearing wigs. This is why we see black men wearing lipstick. This is why we see images of black men in high heels. There's been a concerted effort by Hollywood and Madison Avenue to try to socially engineer the idea that black men act feminine, and now they're trying to socially engineer the idea that black females act masculine. However, I see black people pushing back against this because when I take a look at the box office for Proud Mary failed to get an audience at the box office, opening at number 8 with only $12 million. And the reason why this movie failed at the box office is because the images in this film turned off the core audience of black men. Now, when it comes down to these action movies, the core audience for an action movie, whether it have a male star or a female star, is primarily men. And when men see a woman acting masculine, it turns them off. It is the reason why they don't want to spend money on this type of movie, because when it comes down to an action movie, a man wants to see a soft, feminine, sexy woman. They want to see a woman being a woman, and they want to see a woman being at the side of a man. And if she is kicking butt, they want to see her kicking butt at the side of a man. They don't want to see a woman acting like a man and a woman going out here emasculating other men like they saw with this Proud Mary. Now, these feminists and SJWs, they'll sit there and tell you that they want to present you with this image of this strong, powerful woman, but this is not this type of strong woman that most heterosexual men want to see. Now, heterosexual men do want to see women, again, kicking butt, but they want to see them kicking butt at the side of a man because they understand that women fight differently than men, and they have different set of goals than men, because when you're creating a heroine and she's in a story, it's a completely different thing than it would be if, like this Proud Mary. This Proud Mary is social engineering. It's designed to present you with an idea of a female who is going to try to dominate, try to control, and try to be powerful like a man and have control like a man. And again, this turns men off. Moreover, it also turns females off because when it comes down to most black women, they want to be seen as soft, feminine, attractive, and desirable. They don't want to be seen as some sort of aggressive, masculine acting man type woman because they know that that's not considered attractive or desirable to the men in their community. They want to appear in a way that makes them appear attractive to the men in their community. I mean, they said that they were trying to make this film to be in a vein of like Foxy Brown, but they did not understand the nuances behind a Foxy Brown or a Coffy. Yes, Pam Grier was tough and aggressive, but she was also soft and feminine. And as part of her being soft and feminine was a way to draw and make her attractive to the heterosexual black men in the community and make her a sex symbol to those men in the community. That's why there were numerous frames of your Pam Grier in Coffy and Foxy Brown dressing up in nice dresses and wearing great makeup and appearing to be sexually attractive. In Proud Mary, in contrast, we get frames of her wearing a blonde wig in an attempt to look like a white woman. And that, again, turned off most of the heterosexual black men because they looked at that hard look on Taraji P. Henson's face and wearing that blonde wig, and that quickly turned off most of those straight black men because they looked at that and said, that's not an attractive woman to them. And most black men like myself, we look at that and we just say, look, that's just not someone we would find attractive. I looked at throughout that whole trailer and I said to myself, this is a woman acting like a man, and this is what Hollywood wants to push on black women and tell them that this is an image of a strong black woman. This is not an image most black men see as a strong black woman. This is an image that most black men find not to be attractive at all. Now, when it comes down to black women that black men like myself find attractive, they want a soft, feminine woman, and they want to see her in any sort of movie. And what we really want to see is black on black love in a movie, and we don't get to see that because Hollywood doesn't want to promote that. Now, a lot of people would think that Hollywood would go out and make a black romance movie, but they don't want to do that because white supremacy doesn't want to promote black on black love. No, they'd rather go out here and promote black on black dysfunction, and they need images like those in Proud Mary to promote black on black dysfunction, because when you have masculine women dominating effeminate men, that promotes dysfunction in the black community as a social norm, and that's what they want to socially engineer through these kind of films and the images of black men in dresses, is that they want to promote dysfunction in the black community as a social norm. They want us to see black women as unattractive and undesirable, and they want black women to see black men as unattractive and undesirable. While they're pushing these unattractive and undesirable images of black men and black women, they go out here and push images of attractive white women to black men and attractive white men to black women, and they make people believe that white men and white women are more attractive, and they are they are someone to be coveted. This is all what white supremacy wants to push, because white supremacy does not want us to see an image of black on black love, because the whole idea of seeing an image of a black man and a black woman together, that makes white supremacists extremely uncomfortable, because they know if you see an image of a black man and a black woman together, what will happen is the possibility of that black man and that black woman going out here to have black children. And they know that black children represent something that comes from black love, and they know it represents something that creates a black family. And a black family is one of the biggest threats to white supremacy, because when you have a strong black family, it is something that can represent competition to white society. It's a place where kids are getting strong core values. It is a place where children are learning black pride. It is a place where children are learning how to love their blackness and see beauty in their blackness. And that's something people don't want black people to see. And that's why they create images like you see in Proud Mary, like you see with these black men in black dresses, and like you see in films like the Craig of the Creek cartoon I made a commentary about, where they again promote the image of a feminized black men, and black men having friendships and relationships with white women, because they don't want to see black people coming together, working together, and being together, because seeing those type of images, that's something white supremacy does not want to push, and that's why they go out of their way to socially engineer images like you see in this Proud Mary, where they make efforts to try to masculinize the image of this black woman and promote this black woman as unattractive to black men and show her as someone undesirable, and then they try to push this white woman off to black men and tell you that she's the one you should be going after. And this is just something that they do in an effort to try to divide black men and black women, because they know that when there is unity between the black man and the black woman, and they have a loving relationship and they are sharing love, that this is the greatest weapon to ever be used to fight against white supremacy. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you may donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to read a story of black on black love, you can pick up The Temptation of John Haynes on Amazon.com by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.